Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to show you a DIY guide on how to install some tile. I had this amazing quartz waterfall countertop installed. My idea, no big deal. But what looks crappy is the back of these cabinets. You're looking at the MDF. That is definitely not a finished product that we can sell. We're in a flip house that I'm doing right now in Boise, Idaho, and I want to throw some cool decorative tile on the back side of this peninsula, and I'm going to show you how you can do it without fancy tools. Anyone can install this. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're watching TMBRMAN TV. Or is it Tile Man? All right, so let's go into the tools that you're going to need to install the tile on the back of this peninsula without using a fancy tile saw that can cost $500+ for the decent one. All right, so this is a grinder, but what's important is this wheel, which is a diamond blade cut-off wheel. So this blade is going to be able to cut through concrete. It's going to be able to cut through tile. So you can pick this up at your local Home Depot, your Lowe's, and this is on a DeWalt grinder with my 60-volt battery. You don't have to have a DeWalt grinder or a battery one. You can have a plug-in one. The most important part is this blade right here. That will cut through your tile. Second tool you're going to need is this trowel right here in order to spread your mud around. I got a brand new one because I didn't clean the last one, but that's it. This guy you can pick up for 10 to 15 bucks, also at your Lowe's or Home Depot, but this is what you're gonna use to get that mud out of the bucket, spread it on the back of your tile in order to place it on the back of what's next, which is called Hardy Backer. You'll also need one of these guys. This is a Grout trowel, so it's got a sponge texture to this guy, so it's much softer. Once the tile's up, we're gonna spread the grout with this guy. You also need a couple sponges, one to wipe the grout and one to be much cleaner to come back and wipe the haze off. Also a couple buckets, one with clean water, one with dirty water to rinse out your sponges, and then also one to hold your mud or your grout. This guy right here is actually cement board, and I'm gonna adhere this to the back of that peninsula with some Loctite PL glue in order to have a nice waterproof surface that's a consistent place to adhere that tile to. So you can pick this up again. Some places have what's called Hardy Backer. It's all the same thing, it's just cement board, waterproof. All right, so I pre-cut the Hardy Backer cement board to make sure that it fits on the back of this peninsula. Now I'm gonna take my adhesive and start to apply it to the back as well as the Hardy board to get a nice bond. All right, so I got the adhesive on. Let's see how this fits. Make sure to rub all areas and try and push that glue, spread it out. All right, and that's what it should look like to get a nice, even, consistent surface to apply your tile to. All right, you're also gonna need a drill and a mixer if you don't want to mix by hand, which I don't recommend. I've already put some mud in here and some water. Start with a little bit and start mixing. Worst thing you can do if you have one bag of mud and that's all you want to do is put too much water and make it too soupy. So this is actually the consistency that you want. Not too thick, but not too soupy. That right there is perfect. All right, we have our mud mixed. We have our tile ready. Our Hardy board has dried and cured, so this is ready to go. We just lost power because they're working outside, but we don't need power for tile, so let's get into this. I'm gonna start in the bottom right corner, work our way over. So again, you wanna butter back of your tile with a nice even coat of this mortar. All right, so this is the part where we're gonna go to a really cool time lapse until I have to cut a tile. And I'll show you how to do that with that diamond blade and cutter wheel. right, so here what we look like without the grout, so you can see there's just big gaps right now. So now we're gonna mix the grout up and get this thing looking good. All right, so I got the grout color mix, and then I got a little trowel here that I keep in water to spread the grout onto the tiles, as well as a sponge. So we're just gonna get right into it. Start grabbing this grout out of here and getting it in all of these cracks in between the tile. You don't have to worry about trying not to get it on the actual face of the tile. That's going to be almost impossible. But you can come back over the face and get the excess off. But you really just got to get it in the crevice. Biggest thing with this is this grout actually dries out pretty quick, so you don't want to take all the time in the world to get this done. Okay, now that I have the grout all over the tile, we're gonna take a wet sponge and wipe off all the excess. And this is when the project really starts to come to life. Biggest thing is you don't wanna wait too long to wipe off the grout, otherwise it will harden and look pretty bad. So if you're putting grout on, give yourself, I don't know, maybe 5-10 minutes before you need to start going back, if it's a big job, and come back and start wiping off where you already applied so that it doesn't harden on your tile and in bad lines. Once you're to this step, when you have the actual first major wipe done, go back and look at all of your lines. And if you see any holes or pits, you can go back over it with the sponge. There's one right here. It'll just smooth that out. Okay, so the grout is on and we got our first wipe completed, but unfortunately with tile you're not quite done. This is still gonna haze over, and you have to keep repeatedly using the sponge and getting clean water and keep wiping to eventually get the haze off to get your final product. Still some work to do, but this is the final product, and I think it came out absolutely beautiful. And the cool thing is you can definitely do this. Hey, if you enjoyed watching this and you're going to give a tile job a try, make sure to leave a comment down below, subscribe to the channel, smash that like button, check out these other videos. You're watching TMBRMAN TV.